Hello, everyone, and welcome to Infinite Realms. This is Robert, and today we're going to talk about, you guessed it, the Rings of Power from Amazon. In Amazon's biggest acquisition yet to get the rights to Tolkien. It's really weird, though. They don't have the full rights to Tolkien. So, yeah. Anyway, they've made this series, Rings of Power, and it's really odd. It's kind of telling the story of Sauron, but not quite. And yeah, it's kind of weird. So, I mean, when we start out, we only know two characters. That is, of course, Galadriel, who we meet in the Lord of the Rings, of course, and Elrond, who also we meet in Lord of the Rings. So and they're not even the same characters. They're much younger and in a different position in life, so it's kind of weird. A lot of people complain about Galadriel being a warrior. Whatever, guys. You know, but we get this big exposition dump, and then we're put into this story that we don't know. And so we have to be introduced to a ton of characters and get used to them, and it's even more exposition dump. And we don't really know where we are. And in one aspect of the story, this works. But for a lot of this, there's a lot of stuff that it doesn't work. But we're kind of reintroduced to Middle Earth and the surrounding areas, and then it takes a while for the series to really go. Now, through all this, we also have the hobbits who find a man who fell from the sky, and etc., etc. So you got a little bit of mysteries going on here, strange things. We're all looking out for Sauron, by the way. All of us, we're all looking, where is he, where is he, where is he, where is he? So, yeah. I mean, I didn't hate the series. It was interesting. I didn't love it either. So, alright, now, some of these things, they're going to be spoilers, so if you don't want spoilers, get out now. Alright, still with me? Good. A lot of my problem is that, we had a lot of exposition dump, and we had to wait and wait. The second episode really held my attention a little longer because it had that great attack by the sea creature, and then, I love the way they had it where it was like, part above water, part below. That was cool. I like that. It moved on, and Galadriel meets Halbrand, and everybody's like pointing, oh, look, it's Sauron, it's Sauron. And, spoiler, everyone was right. And I was a little disappointed in that because everyone was right. I was really wanting Halbrand to be possibly the Witch King or someone else later in the story. I mean, I didn't necessarily want him to be Sauron because it just seemed too easy. And in a way, it was too easy. And that was a bit of a letdown to me, actually. I didn't like that reveal, although a lot of people love being right. The other big secret is, of course, the man from the sky. Everybody thought that was Sauron or Gandalf. Looking like Gandalf. Now, there is a possibility that this stranger could be one of the blue wizards. He's definitely one of the wizards. He is going to Run, I believe is how you pronounce it, which is a place we've never really seen or heard of. There's not much written about it, but we do know the blue wizards were over that way at some point in the east. So, possibility that's blue wizard. They are pointing at making almost obvious that it's Gandalf, so I don't think so. But, no. Especially at the end where it's like, when in doubt, follow your nose. I mean, that was a line straight from Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings movie. So, yeah. Anyway, the coolest part of the whole series was in the 5th episode when you're like seeing this stuff going on. You're like, what is happening here? And then, so the orcs have been up to something, and you kind of wonder, what are they doing? Are they looking for something? Or are they, it's really strange, and they go at great lengths to make sure they can go out during the daytime. They have elvish slaves. It's really weird. And then finally, it gets revealed they were digging trenches for the water to help create Mount Doom. And then you realize you're in Gondor. Or Mordor. Sorry, not Gondor. Mordor. And it's like, oh, okay, we're in Mordor now. Huh. Well, how about that? And we had no clue that was going on. Well, a couple of people had speculated, but, I mean, it's easy to speculate. But, yeah, now we're at Mount Doom. At the end, Halbrand reveals himself to be Sauron. Galadriel feels guilty because she brought Sauron into the Elvish lands, and he's walking off towards Mount Doom, kind of reminiscent of Frodo and Sam at the end of Two Towers. It's Two Towers. How they were walking towards it. So it was kind of interesting. I mean, the thing is that it is slow paced, but it's a necessary slow pace because you got to be introduced to things. Things have to be revealed to you. I mean, in order for you to understand what's going on, it has to be explained where you're at, what these people are doing, why they're doing what they're doing, etc., etc. Now, of course, a lot of people are complaining because it says, looks like Isildur is dead. Of course, he can't be because he's kind of important later. And that was kind of fun. We do meet Isildur and his dad, and that was kind of fun to see these guys before, all the Lord of the Rings stuff. I mean, we know who they are. We know they were there, and we know what they did. But, we don't know much about them. Other than, Isildur's like, I get the ring. And then it turns on him. But anyway, I feel this way the same way I feel about both the book of Fellowship of the Ring and the movie. I mean, there's a lot going on that you have to understand and you have to be introduced to before you can understand the story. And this is what you have to do in this series, is the same thing. Another highlight to me were the dwarves. The dwarves were fun. They were cool. I liked them a lot. I liked their personalities, and I can't think of a dwarf I didn't like in some way. They were very good. They were very well done, and I do applaud the performances and the direction and then writing and everything of that. Those were some great characters. And I can't wait to see them again in the next season. Those should be fun. Durin has banished his son. Wonder what will happen there. Don't know. We'll see. I didn't like the tease of the Balrog, though. It was just, it was just really strange. I mean, we know the Balrog's not going to appear this early, but we don't know what's going to happen there. I mean, if anything's going to happen there. It's just like weird. But, on the plus side, I mean, he looks just like he did in Fellowship of the Ring. So that's kind of fun. All right. So, you got the basics of the story down there. And, these are the parts I like about it. So what's my overall rating? I'm going to go with with some trepidation and say 4 stars. It's good, not fantastic, not going to blow you away. Not, I think they're overhyping it a little bit on the ads. This love letter to Tolkien. I think that's a bit much. That's not saying it's bad in any way. It's just, it's okay. It's a good watch. Go in with an open mind and don't worry about what supposed continuity is, and you'll enjoy it. I think if you're one of those people who like, everything that was already written is the way it has to be, well, we're talking about stuff that was never written, so, it gets a little fuzzy there. I mean, there's other places in Tolkien's world that never got talked about. And it looks like this show is trying to get to some of them. and explore a little bit. And that's cool. I like it. I like the idea. It works for me. So, yeah. I mean, again, it is worth a watch. It is worth your time. I don't love it, but I do like it. That's about the best you can say. I mean, yeah, you're going to be a little bored there for a while. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of exposition, a lot of talk, a lot of introduction, and like that. And you will start to get it after a bit, especially those last 3 episodes were really good. I mean, the seventh one did kind of drag a little bit, but it wasn't bad, and wasn't in a bad way. It it did, it was talking about some stuff that needed to be said. So it'll be interesting to see what next season brings. I'm kind of looking forward to it. Heard they've already called for a season 2, so we'll see what happens. Anyway, that's my thoughts on Rings of Power. Go check it out. All right, that's it for Infinite Realms. You have a great day.